Dear friends, the king is naked. The innocent child in the story uttered the truth. The unique prophet of the contemporary times spoke the truth. That is Fratelli Tutti, the social encyclical of Pope Francis. Let me breathe, the cry of George Floyd. Black Lives Matter, Dalit Lives Matter have become the catchphrases of 2020. We were badly in need to listen to some consoling, prophetic voice. Then came Fratelli Tutti, we are brothers and sisters. Holy Father Pope Francis, through Fratelli Tutti, touches every fragment of a social and political life. And it is not just a set of wishful items for Christians, but a list of must-dos for the survival and sustainability of the humanity. The big question is, are we ready to walk with and work for our brothers and sisters? In today's world order, that encounters a crisis of leadership. And nations of the world, even big brothers, so-called big brothers, are back to their own shells for self-preservation, building dark walls of closed world of exclusivism. Reading the signs of the clouds, Pope responds with prophetic vision and provides the vaccine for the virus of individualism, division, displacement, and distraction. That is Fratelli Tutti. Pope emerges as the conscience of the world with his moral power, and he's trying to place church on the lampstand so that it will provide light to all in the common home in this encircling gloom. When countries become globalized, people become tribalized, says John Naisbitt. And in a world of distancing due to COVID or non-COVID factors, in the void created by the frustrations of the poor and the migrants, and when UN and other structures face existential threat, Pope reminds, if you are not part of the solution, you are part of the problem. You are not strangers, you are brothers and sisters. Your call is to be a good Samaritan, to heal the wounded, and to create a world without borders. The distance to your brother is the distance to your God, and God doesn't want him to be protected, but you need to be a compassionate neighbor to protect your brother and sister in need. Jesus repeats, do not weep for me, weep for yourselves and for your children, Luke 23:28. Pope Francis dreams of a new world of openness and a world without borders, where the spiritual stature of a person's life is measured by love, which always takes first place and leads us to seek better for the life of the other, far from all selfishness. With prophetic courage, Holy Father speaks to the entire world, never again war. The total elimination of nuclear arms is a moral humanitarian imperative. The money invested in weapons, the Pope suggests instead the establishment of a global fund for the elimination of hunger. This challenges the church in India to counter prophetically the military, media, corporate, political nexus that is devouring the much needed resources to meet the basic needs of people. Care for the sick and feeding the hungry are written in the DNA of Christians. While we campaign for no war, we need to be messengers of peace within our own communities, in individual churches, and especially in Indian church as a family. We need to put our heart in order from the bondage of divisions and discord. Never again death penalty. It is inadmissible and must be abolished worldwide. Not even a murderer loses his personal dignity, the Pope writes, and God himself pledges to guarantee this. There is emphasis on the necessity to respect the sacredness of life. The church in India has a task cut out to take collective stand alongside others to say no to capital punishment and crimes perpetrated by the state. We even need to stand today with innocents put in prison, like Father Stan Swami and others. Pope addresses the issues of inequality of wealth. The natural right to private property is not an absolute right. It is only secondary to the universal brotherhood and equality. The migrants and refugees shall be welcomed, protected, supported, and integrated. The right to live with dignity cannot be denied to anyone. The Pope again affirms, since rights have no borders, no one can remain excluded, regardless of where they are. Pope even touched upon all relevant challenges of today: foreign debt, growth and subsistence of the poorest countries, protection of minors, and religious freedom. Even to politicians, he has something to say. Practice a better kind of politics, which represents one of the most valuable forms of charity because it is placed at the service of the common good. But a better politics is also one that protects work, an essential dimension of social life. The politics we need is a politics centered on human dignity and not subjected to finance, because the market by itself cannot resolve every human problem. Pope Francis wants us to learn vocabulary of discernment, dialogue, fraternity, and friendship. Pope speaks of a miracle of kindness that brings about miraculous changes. Religion shall be at the service of enhancing fraternity in the world. The bonds that unite us are stronger than the barriers that separate us. The charity begins at home, and the Catholics and all the Christians shall unite first to reach out to the fellow travelers of other religions. And he cannot help but speak of the divisions among Christians. So Jesus says, we cannot forget Christ's desire that they may all be one. John 17:21. The church has to play a significant role in public life today in order to accompany life, to sustain hope, to be the sign of unity, to build bridges, to break down walls, to sow seeds of reconciliation. I do congratulate Reverend Father Kurian Kachapalli, President DVK, for organizing this beautiful webinar on Fratelli Tutti. I do congratulate and appreciate the panelists of the webinar for the unique and insightful contribution. I'm sure what is needed, we need to live the spirit of Fratelli Tutti. Let's get engaged with Fratelli Tutti, and let's be genuine brothers and sisters in need. Thank you.